friends and revelers, I'm Gabriel Hurley. Before I teach you to make something delicious, I want to give you just a quick 60-second introduction about myself. I am a lifelong reveler. I grew up coming to California Revels with my family. I began performing the chorus in the 2005 Haddon Hall show, and now I have somehow managed to become the president of the board of directors of the California Revels organization. And thanks to your generosity, in the merry month of May, I get to display one of my many talents for your entertainment and benefit. So, I knew from the start that I wanted to do something unexpected. And given the online format, I realized that I wasn't limited to things you can do on a stage. As such, I am going to show you my skill in the art of mixology. I have created a summery craft cocktail and an alcohol-free mocktail for you. And I'm not going to only teach you how to make it, but I'm also going to teach you how to use excellent technique while crafting this fine recipe. So, let's dig in. Step number 1, grab yourself a shaker and fill it with ice. You want to use good clean ice because that is going to end up in your drink. Next up, we're going to juice a couple of limes. You're going to want about 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. In this season, for me that ends up being about 1.5 limes. You may find you need a little bit more or a little bit less. Squeeze that right in there. You can flip it over if you want to get a little extra juice out of it. Toss those away. I've got a trash down there. I'm not just throwing them on the floor. And there we have it. That's about 3/4 of an ounce. If you end up with an extra 1/2 lime left over, hang on to that because we're going to use it for garnish. Alright, you want to take something that's going to fit into your shaker tin. You could use the top of the shaker, or if you want to be able to see what you're doing, like I wanted to demonstrate on camera, you can use just a standard pint glass that's going to go in there. So, set that down, grab yourself about 3 nice fresh raspberries there, juicy and in season, very summery, and you're going to take a muddler. You could do this with a spoon or something else if you don't have a muddler, and you're just going to mush those up, get them all juicy and delicious down in the bottom of that glass. Once they're kind of jammy, I also want to pour that lime juice into the glass. That'll help just loosen that up for the next step. Mix it around just a little extra. Tap that off, set those aside. And we're going to take a strainer. This is not mandatory, but your drink's going to be a little better if you do. Take a strainer, place that on top of your mixing tin, and just pour that raspberry and lime mixture in there. You can strain all that delicious juice through it. If it's too thick, you can swirl it around a little bit more with your muddler or your bar spoon. You want to get all that goodness out of it. And we're just going to set that aside. Alright, so here's the point of deviation, whether you're making the cocktail or the mocktail. If you're making the mocktail, you'll leave the next ingredient out. If you're making a cocktail, you're going to grab a bottle of nice vodka. I prefer the St. George vodka. It's made locally in Alameda. Very delicious, good quality. And we're going to take about 2 ounces of that. And you just pour that right on in. Then, passion fruit is made by Small Hands Foods from Hayward, California. Again, local and delicious. I like it very much. You can find this in decent liquor stores, Bevmo, that kind of place, or you can get it on Amazon if you can't find it yourself. Not too hard to come by. And you're going to take about 1.25 ounces of that. If you want it sweeter, you can go up to 1.5 ounces. If you want it a little less sweet, you can go down to 1 ounce, 3/4 of an ounce. Pour that right on in. Then, another fairly standard but not local cocktail ingredient. This is Angostura bitters. If you're familiar with any kind of classic cocktails like a whiskey sour or Manhattan, you probably have this lying around. If not, it is a very easy to come by ingredient. And you're just going to put 2 dashes of that in there. Angostura bitters has a lovely cinnamon character to it that really rounds out the middle of the drink. Alright, that's everything that's going into the shaker. So, place your the top of your tin on, give it a good whack to make sure it's sealed, pick it up, shake vigorously. Now that should have been in probably about 15 seconds. I actually know when it's done from feel. It gets really cold down here in the bottom of the glass. That tells me that we're ready. Place that down, give it a good whack on the side. That's actually the best and proper way to release these things. Comes right off. And then you can take your mug. I have a nice copper Moscow Mule mug here. You can put it in any glassware you like. Pour that whole thing right on in, ice and all. You're then going to top it with ginger beer. This is Fever Tree ginger beer. It's peppery and delicious. Ginger beer is non-alcoholic, I might add. So just pour that right in there and fill it more or less up to the top. And last but not least, you're going to garnish with a lime wheel. And there you have it. That is a summery passionfruit raspberry mule. Cheers. It's delicious. I get the sweet summer raspberries. The slightly tropical passion fruit makes me think of Hawaii or the tropics. The warming cinnamon and the bitters, peppery fizz of the ginger beer. This is just the perfect summertime drink. So, I raise a glass to you. I hope you all enjoy it in good health. Drink one at our upcoming Pub and Place event on the solstice, or enjoy it whenever you need a break from the troubles and cares of the world. Thank you for reveling with us, and please continue to support art in the local community. Sláinte!